Say the name, let it ring.
Hall of Fame.
Every word's a heavyweight swing.
Hall of Fame.
Built on blood, sweat, and pain.
Hall of Fame.
Put respect on the game.
Put respect on the game. Hey. Put respect on the game. Hey.
Yeah.
Put respect
From
on
the
the
mat
game.
to the mic, from the grind to the glow. Every scar got a story, every win you ready know. No gimmicks, no smoke, just the truth when we speak. If it moved the culture, we the ones you should seek. They been watching the climb, now they hear the voice. When legends talk legacy, they ain't really a choice.
Hall of Fame.
This ain't hype, this is fact.
Hall of Fame.
Every era intact.
Hall of Fame.
Past, present collide.
Hall of Fame.
Forever certified.
Put respect on the
Booker
game.
T certified, 5 times solidified. Brad Gilmore verified. Voice of the fight, amplified. Of his legacy, we testify. Of his greatness, we let it fly. History don't whisper, it speaks when we
Hall
arrive.
of Fame. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame.
Legends never change.
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Fame. I got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. Look like he's getting ready to catch a flight out at the airport. What you at? You hobby? You at hobby?
I'm at Hobby, baby. You already know. This is my home airport.
I mean, that's low budget. You know what I mean? You know, the low rent district airport here in Houston, Texas. If anybody didn't know, you know what I mean? That's Hobby Airport. They've done a lot of upgrades, though. They've done a lot of upgrades, you know, at Hobby. So they're trying to come up a little bit. You know what I mean? So I give them that. But how you feel, dog? How you feel? Where you going? Where you headed?
Well, I was feeling a lot better until I just got flight shamed by Booker T for flying out of Hobby. And you know what? It's out of Southwest, if you must know, too. I'm about to go off to Los Angeles for a couple of days and kick it with the stars, with the Hollywood stars. But you know what? We had to get this thing done, man. We had to talk about everything going down in the Hall of Fame. But I'm good, BT. You know, we had our national show on Saturday for the Royal Rumble. We kind of kicked things off. Kit Wilson stepped inside the Hall of Fame. We had our boy Arda Ocal from ESPN inside the Hall of Fame. Shout out to the man on the wheels of steel, Josiah Howard. But, you know, that Royal Rumble was very hyped up. And for some people, it delivered. For others, they weren't as fond of the Rumble this year. But I will say that there was a lot of surprises in there. Maybe not from the entrances, but from some of the results.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like you said, we had Kit Wilson on the show, and he was talking about, you know, perhaps his number getting called. It didn't. His number didn't get called. He didn't get the invitation. You know, I was a little surprised by that. You know, I'm sure that was a little disappointing for him as well, not being in the Rumble, being there. You know what I mean? Being all the way, you know, in Saudi and not getting the chance to make that walk, being so close, but still yet so far away. Man, it had to eat him a little bit.
That's got to be a tough plane ride because, you know, I was even thinking about it for somebody like CM Punk. CM Punk makes the trip over there, but he's not on the Royal Rumble card. You know, he wasn't defending the title anywhere. He was just doing, I guess, some press and promotion. But I don't know. It's got to be a difficult thing to not be in the Rumble because you want to be in the Rumble. Everybody wants to be in the Rumble. You want to get your number called in the Rumble. But I will say, in the Royal Rumble package, you know, they always have like the little breakdown of the match beforehand, right?
Yeah.
I will say, even though you weren't in Saudi Arabia, the Royal Rumble had Booker T. The Royal Rumble had Booker T all over it because in the Royal Rumble package, they showed your last Rumble appearance along with Gunther. And I had a moment to where I go, wait a minute, this whole career killer gimmick of Gunther really started at Royal Rumble 2023 when he eliminated Booker T. That's where it started.
Yeah.
He eliminates you, and then he goes and ends Goldberg. He ends John Cena. He ends AJ Styles. It started with Booker T.
Oh, no, it didn't start with me. I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know what I mean? And my thing was, you know what? I didn't come in the Rumble with any anticipation on winning. And I think that was one of my biggest mistakes. And the thing is, I wasn't fully prepared for that Rumble. I must say that I wasn't in the best shape I possibly could have been in. No, I mean it's just true. It's just true. So no, I didn't start. I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's all it was.
Well, nevertheless, you were in that. But I don't want to break down everything in the Royal Rumble. There's also some NXT news to get to. But I think the first thing that we should talk about is the big announcement of the WWE 2K26 video game. CM Punk is the cover star. But we saw the first trailer of the video game during the Royal Rumble PLE broadcast on ESPN. And the very first voice you hear in the trailer on commentary is the one and only Booker T. So you're the commentator. You're one of the commentators on the game.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just kind of stupid, really. I never really imagined, I dreamt in a million years that I would be in this position. But it's so freaking cool. It's so freaking cool. Me playing commentator back in the day, just for the boys, just entertaining the boys, overseas tours, trying to make those tours a lot easier, a little less hectic, trying to bring some fun to the game, and then find myself this many years later, doing commentary, for NXT, and then now being in the video game for the first time as a commentator. And it's kind of crazy. As a commentator, I'm commentating a lot of my own moves in the video game, talking about myself, as King Booker and Booker T. It's nuts. It's really, really cool.
Well, I was going to ask you a few things because, you hear your voice as a commentator. I know you've been doing these voiceovers a lot and working on them. I also see that they have you as the commentator sitting at the desk,
wow,
which is cool. It's cool to see. If you haven't seen it, you got to check out the trailer. It's really cool to see.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was wondering, does doing the voiceovers for the video game as the commentator help you with your commentary, because you're kind of learning all about these guys?
If I can find the book, I got a book of I literally have written down just about every quote. Oh, I'll record it. You know what I mean? I record it, then I go back and write it down. So I can use a lot of the stuff that I use on the video game actually in real time, on NXT. So it's helped me a whole lot. I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Wait, so do they give you, for instance, because I'm just fascinated by how this works. So do they give you like a long list of lines that you got to read through and do them in different ways and variations?
No, it's a prompter. I got my computer set up right here. It's a prompter, and it's over and over for 2 hours, just one after another, one after another, one after another, for 2 hours straight. So many different characters, characters that they've just made up in the game, so Flammer, you know what I mean?
Flammer.
Yeah, that's just one name, one character, so it's just continuously, but it's helped me so much. It keeps me sharp. I actually look forward to doing it on Mondays and Thursdays. Like I say, it's 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. Sometimes I'm doing it with Michael Cole, so I'll say my line, he'd say his line, he'd say his line, I say my. It's amazing. It's amazing how much I've gone. I've been doing this for like 3 months straight now, every Monday and every Thursday. So it's so much dialogue that goes into the game. It's incredible.
That's like so much work that I wouldn't even have thought. Like I think most people would think, oh, you got to do commentary. Okay, cool. Come in and knock it out in the afternoon and you're good to go. It's been months of working on this video game.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I should have upped the money. I should have upped the money a little bit more. But no, it's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean? The checks been coming in the mail and they're looking real sweet. Looking real sweet. That video game money ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. You know what I mean? So nah, man, I'm loving being a part of the video game. Never in a million years I saw myself doing something like this, and it's pretty cool. And the thing is, I know a lot of my haters out there. They're gonna hate me being in the video.
Oh man!
But guess what? Guess what? I mean.
What's so funny is so I haven't played like video games traditionally in a very long time, but I used to always get the new WWE game every year that it came out. And Jerry Lawler used to be one of the commentators on the video game. And Jerry Lawler is known for his like one-line jokes all the time. And so it got to the point to where I heard the same one-line joke in the video game so many times, I started to like subconsciously hate Jerry the King Lawler. You know,
That's not.
I was like, yeah, we get it. He sold his Social Security's one. Okay, I heard it, Jerry. I've heard it. Damn it! Like, can we move on from this?
Oh my God,
God's sake.
man! I hope people don't start feeling that way about me. No, but they got everything in there. They got champagne wishes, caviar dreams, shaky diggy quack quack, no bread, no water, just meat, Stephanie McCare, Trick Williams intro. I was actually today I was singing Joe Hendry's song for the intro. Yeah, so
In the video game?
the video game.
Oh,
Yeah,
man. You
that's
know
cool.
what? Speaking of that, our guy who did his Joe Hendry video of you on Instagram,
Yeah.
he has a new one of you doing Trick Williams, and it is so funny. It is beyond funny. So shout out to him again because he's making some great content.
I gotta check it out. But no, man, that's what commentating is. Being a soundtrack now. I'm able to be a soundtrack in the video game. Which is like I say, I'm immortalized. I'm immortalized forevermore. People are going to be getting a chance to see Booker T do his thing, in one way or the other. Whether it's on live or television, on YouTube or on the video game, it's actually so freaking cool. I scratch my head, when I think about it because it pinch myself just because it does not seem real. From perspective, I guess it's like when I first saw my first action figure, I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy. Seeing G.I. Joe as a kid for so many years and picking up that action figure, and then all of a sudden you're in Walmart. It's nuts. It's nuts. It really is. So I'm humbled. I'm humbled in the literally in the most respectful way. I'm so humbled to be a part of something like this, still at this stage of the game. It's amazing. I know we got to take a break. So guys, stick around. You are inside the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
All right, guys, Brad Gilmore here from the Hall of Fame, here to keep it 100. Some men walk into a room like regular dudes, but when you've got Blue Chew in your corner, you walk in like it's a main event. I'm talking pyro, lights, smoke machines, a Titantron package, and your theme music blasting. Because Blue Chew just isn't a tablet, it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting. Like somebody handed your downstairs a gym membership, a hype man, and a Hall of Fame ring all at once.
And let me tell you something right now, man. This ain't just about sex. This is about legacy. This is about making sure your third legacy gets remembered. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex, shipped straight to your door, man, in a discreet package. You don't need to go to the doctor's office, man. You don't need to stand in line at a pharmacy. Just come ready to go.
Look, last time I tried one of Blue Chew's tablets, my hog got so confident it demanded its own Instagram account. It told me missionary was off-brand and it was only doing extreme positions. I tried Blue Chew and suddenly my hog had a zip code, a driver's license, and voting rights. That's not just performance, that's a lifestyle.
Dog, for me, it felt like my parents were cutting promos on me, saying, we can't hold this man anymore. Somebody call security. It was like my entire lower half turned into a tag team championship, man. And my brother, sometimes it's not even about the action. It's about walking into the room knowing you're holding a steel chair under the table, man, ready to go whenever the bell rings.
Look, this just isn't a supplement. It's an erection resurrection. And the truth is, it's not about what happens in the bedroom. It's about knowing that you're that guy. You want to give her group chat something to talk about? You want to hear your name come up at brunch? Lay it down with Blue Chew's help. And believe me, they'll be talking about how it gets up.
And that's real talk, guys. You only get one career, one championship run, and one chance to etch your name in the history books. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Step into the ring with Blue Chew and become a legend.
And we've got a special deal for our listeners. As always, you get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use promo code BOOKER at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Use promo code Booker, BOOKER, and head to BlueChew.com for details and safety information.
Want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Now, can you dig that, sucker? Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. I got to go back to work tomorrow, guys. I got to get back on the road, go to work. I got to hit back to Orlando. And I'm going to be coming back to something brand new because we don't have a GM anymore. We don't have a GM at NXT anymore. Ava, daughter of The Rock, of course, she stepped down from being general manager of NXT. And I'm going to tell you, I thought she had been doing a hell of a job. I really did. I thought she fit that role very well as a young person, being a part of such a young group of guys doing big things, and being able to have the finger on the pulse as far as kind of like knowing what young people may want, perhaps maybe what young people may need. I always say, we said for many years, respect your elders, but I do believe we got to respect the young people these days. And no more Ava. The question is, who should replace Ava? That's the question. Who should, actually take that mantle and move forward with it and take NXT into this next phase? I guess we're going to be heading into. What's your thoughts on that?
First off, in regards to Ava Raine, I thought that she did a hell of a job in her role as the general manager of NXT. I also thought that it was unexpected. It was like an unexpected announcement that she was out of there. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the inside like you. I don't know if there was any rumors swirling around and about, but she was great in her role on that show. We actually have talked about her a few times on this program, just how she's great in the role. And what I liked about her in NXT was you have a young person working with young people on a show that's about the future. It's not like Nick Aldis or somebody who's maybe of a more advanced age running the show. It's a young person running the young people show. So I like that. Now, as far as a replacement, that's almost a better question for you. I know Mr. Stone is always around trying to make himself seen and on the show, but I don't know. You know what? You know who they should let run it for a couple weeks at least? Let Ricky Saints run it.
That's not a bad idea. One person I saw threw their name in a hat, and that was Chelsea Green.
Oh, give it to her now. Just let her have it.
Yeah, I think Chelsea actually could play that role. I think she could play that role very well. As well as then again, on the other hand, I would like to see some young person take that mantle as well. You know what I mean? Just because NXT is such a young group, and to see, how I talk about reality of wrestling. I say, people may love Booker T, but I've been around for quite some time. It's hard to aspire to be, at my age and at this stage of the game. But I could put some young 20-year-old as the reality of wrestling champion. And when a 14, 15-year-old look at that, they can say, man, I could do that. I actually have a chance to do that. I can see myself being in that same position, being a young person. So I say when young people see young people doing things, man, it inspires them. So I would love to see a young person step into that role and take it to the next level.
Another person here in the chat, this is Terry Bartlett, Trailman, suggested Saraya as the new GM. And I think Paige at one point was the general manager of SmackDown, I think, for a moment or something like that.
You know what? What a hell of a return would that be?
It'd be great.
What a hell of a return would that be? That would be so all shocking. Just because you're not expecting it. It's totally out of left. It's totally out of left field. It is someone who I could see playing that role and playing that role very, very well. That's who put that up there? Whoever that was.
Terry Bartlett.
Great idea. Great idea.
That's a phenomenal call. I don't know. It's one of those things to where, as far as Ava's reign, no pun intended, in the history of NXT general managers, it's her. I think the conversation is really her or Regal, like of who you liked more. But I thought that she was always good in everything that they did. So I think it's sad. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they couldn't come to terms. if there was some sort of creative conflict or differences where they weren't seeing eye to eye, her and the company. I don't know what it was, but it was shocking to me to read because I just saw her last week on TV. She opened the show.
Yeah, it's definitely out of the blue. It definitely got a lot of layers there that you can peel back and say, man, was it this, was it that, or the other. But I left work last week and I didn't know anything about it. Okay.
Right.
I didn't hear any rumors. I didn't feel any rumblings or anything like that as far as, man, maybe Ava's going to take a step back and move on into a different direction. But then again, this business is very, very unpredictable. It really is. You could be here today and pretty much gone tomorrow. So I get it, totally understand it. Just didn't see this one coming. But that's the business. It's a little clause normally at the bottom page, and it says card subject to change
Right.
at any moment. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at this.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the game that we operate in. It's the entertainment industry, and it's live. It's 52 weeks a year. Anything can and will happen. So I do want to shout out though another NXT woman, JC Jane, your girl, JC Jane, and I want to shout out another one, Sol Ruka, who both were in the Women's Royal Rumble. Sol Ruka had a phenomenal showing, as per the usual. That soul snatcher off the second rope that she hit.
It was sweet.
Oh my gosh, that's how she should hit it from now on.
Yeah, it was sweet.
She didn't need to hit it from the top.
It might be a lot safer from that position too. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It may be a little bit easier to hit. I'm not sure, but shout out to both those women. I know that JC Jane's a favorite of yours, and she's been down here to reality wrestling, so she got to make that entry into the Women's Royal Rumble there in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yeah. And what a sight! What a sight to behold! They built this stadium in 20 days, and the only thing I would say is, I guess there's in Saudi they're a late arriving crowd, kind of similar to boxing.
Yeah.
For anybody who's ever been to a boxing match, if you've never been to a live show, you can go to the start of the main card and there might be a fifth of the seats filled up, right? And by the time the main event comes, the whole place is sold out and jam-packed and it's elbow to elbow. That's what happened at Riyadh for the Royal Rumble. Like, the crowd wasn't really there fully until the men's Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, man. I tell you, man, it seemed like such an Americanized crowd too.
In what way?
Just by the way they were acting.
Like the chants?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Like when Triple H came and did the kickoff show.
Oh yeah. Well, they were letting them have it.
That was, I mean, it just let you know how in tune they are to the shows and what's going on. I'm talking about from a social media standpoint, as well as a television standpoint. They are so freaking smart to what's going on, and that is something I did not see that coming at all. You know what I mean? Showing up late. You know what I mean? Balling. You know what I mean? We show up when the main event going to the ring. So now it was totally, it had an Americanized feel to it. I don't know if you felt that or not, but I definitely felt it.
I felt the smart fan was there. Yes, I agree with you. Like the person who's plugged in and tuned in and knows what's going on the shows and knows the chants and knows, who the internet is rooting for and rooting against and what the rumors are. Because there was a Y2J chant at Triple H. There was a "you effed up" chant to Triple H, which I don't really know what that was in reference to specifically. The only thing that I will say about Triple H's appearance on the post show for the Royal Rumble, and then I have a question for you going back to WrestleMania for next year. Triple H said that this was the start of a new era in the WWE. And I just have to say, that's about the 8th time that he said that in the last year. And so I just wanted to come up with a new way to say new era, because we've done it like 8 times.
I knew he was going there.
It was a lot of new era.
I mean, maybe
it's a new era.
Just change the wording a little bit because but we are heading into a different phase.
Different phase. That's a good way to say it.
Okay, well, I think we're heading to a different phase because we got guys like Javon Evans, on the scene. We got Trick Williams. We got guys like Oba Femi that are totally or like just infuse to the game. You know, then we got like Sol Ruka. Then you talk about my girl JC Jane, that's going to get her shot sooner or later on the main roster. I've been talking about JC Jane for a long time, and I just told her, I said, just trust me. I said, the only reason you're still in NXT is because you're so good. I say the only reason here, I say, you're like a player's coach. You know what I mean? You're like Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I mean? You can run the team. Not Wilt Chamberlain. You know who I'm talking about. Oscar Robinson. You know, somebody like you're somebody that's going to run the team as well as coach the team at the same time. You know what I mean? So I think her getting her shot at the Rumble definitely going to give her that shot that she needs to just let her say, boom, I can do this. She's 100% a rock star. 100%. Give it up to my girl, JC Jane, for making it. But we got to take a break. I don't want to go too far over the line. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Booker T. And before we get rolling today, man, this message right here is sponsored by Raycon.
That's right, Book. Raycon's everyday earbuds have officially become the go-to gift for this holiday season. They sound great. They look great. They last all day long and then some with 32 hours of battery life.
Yeah, dog. And that's no cap, man. These things are built for real life, and I wear mine all the time, and they stay in place. They don't fall out, and they're comfortable as can be. Over 4 million people already got a pair, man. And if you've been curious, now is the time. Oh, yeah.
You're right, BT, because here's the deal. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Raycon is giving up to 30% off all products. It's perfect for gifting. And if you're like me, you're going to keep a couple pairs for yourself.
You know me, man. I love my gadgets, man. And these everyday earbud classics are loaded with upgrades. You got that active noise cancellation, multi-connectivity, and you can hook up to 2 devices at once, and they got that ergonomic fit. Stay put no matter what you're doing, man. Oh, yes.
And the colors, I love them. I'm rocking with that cool mint, but they also got blush violet. They got matte black. They got all kinds of different options. It's not just earbuds. It's an accessory that matches your vibe.
And get this. You can quick charge these bad boys. 10 minutes get you 90 minutes of playtime. 32 hours total with the Case Plus awareness mode. I love it, man. You can use it when you walking the dog. You know, me and Rover, we do it all the time, and you can still hear everything going on around you. That's a game changer. Oh, yes, man.
Yeah, man, I actually use these every day, and I mean it. I use this. Booker uses this. We all use Raycon, so you should use them too. Over 3 million people have already got them, man. 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. It's going to keep on coming. And they come with a 30-day happiness guarantee. So if you don't love them, no worries. Easy return.
That's right, dog. Nothing to lose, but everything, and I mean everything, to gain.
So don't wait. Raycon is going big for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Everything's up to 30% off. Just click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/Booker. That's buyraycon.com/Booker, Booker, and save on Raycon audio products site-wide.
Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I guess we should talk a little bit about the Rumble, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. I wanted to say this about that we were going to say in the last segment, but we ran out of time. The only thing I want there to be a little education for the Saudi audience, only from this perspective, is that there's a huge difference between a wrestling show and a boxing show. A boxing show, the boxers are going to, although there's probably some differences when you have a full house as far as nerves and adrenaline, wrestling is predicated on an audience being present, right? The athletic exhibition is greatly changed based upon the lack thereof of an audience. So my only question is, here's my only comment to the Saudi audience. When we do WrestleMania in 2027, just know it's not a boxing show, it's a wrestling show. Let's be there on time, on task, on a mission, ready to cheer, ready to move, ready to chant.
It's hard to tell rich folks when to show up.
That's true.
I'm gonna be honest with you, just straight up. It's hard to tell rich folks when to show up, but no, I'm sure WrestleMania is gonna be different. I'm sure the atmosphere is gonna be a lot different because that's the first time something like that would have ever happened. Even though this was the first time something like this ever happened, and they had to be mega excited to be able to build a stadium in less than a month. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm talking about pouring concrete, backstage area, you know, the staging over the ring and all of that stuff. Everything. It was like when they did it out in New York. You know, it was like it was amazing. But from a scale to where it's going to be there, it's going to be there permanently. You know what? But the thing is, they got so much money, they can take it down tomorrow.
It'd be all right. Or rebuild it later.
I'm serious, and they'll be all right. You know what I mean? But I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do for WrestleMania and how big they're gonna go out on that thing. Because one thing about WrestleMania here over the last, a few years since TKO took it over, it hadn't been as much about the staging,
It hasn't.
right? It's been about how many tickets we can get, how many seats we can get in here. We don't need that big stage like we had. We just need a curtain. You know what I mean? Let's get these guys out there to the ring. It's been like that. So when I saw that in Saudi, the way that was presented, it had that feel to what WrestleMania always looked like in the past. So I can only imagine what WrestleMania is going to look like.
The staging was incredible, and the stadium looked great. And for them to have pulled that off in 20 days, that's some long green ducats in order to pull that off. But when we talk about the card itself, you had Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble, which I didn't see happening. You had Liv Morgan win the Women's Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre retains, and then AJ Styles is retired by Gunther. What stuck out to you the most from those four matches? Where do you want to start?
Oh man, probably the Roman Reigns win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did not see that coming.
I always wonder if it was mine, how would I book the show? When I got so many competitors, when I got so many guys, so many stars. So and then I'm not. You got to look at it from so many different perspectives when you got a guy like Roman, because it's not just what you see on television. You know what I mean? It's got so much more to do than that. And I wonder if I would be in the same predicament or in the same, space they are in, as far as, putting Roman as that guy still here in 2026. What's the method behind the madness? I could put it that way. You know what I mean? But I just did not see that coming, because I said it was going to be somebody that we totally unexpected. You know what I mean? Somebody that was just stepping in, and that definitely did not happen. And you see the online, look as far as what they think about it as well. A lot of people don't like it, but I always say, man, just let this thing play out and let's see exactly where it go. I hate trying to write the show and trying to see where they're going. But I just did not see that one happening.
I didn't see it happening either. Am I mad at the call? No. Would I have preferred somebody who's a fresher space to elevate him? Absolutely. But can I deny the star power and the magnetism that is Roman Reigns? No, I cannot. And if you want to have Roman Reigns and you're going to have him at the Royal Rumble, at WrestleMania for a marquee match, there's only one spot you can put Roman Reigns, and that is in the main event. I mean, he was in the main event last year at WrestleMania for the triple threat that had nothing on the line, right? Because you can't put Roman Reigns in a match and it not be the main event. I mean, that's just the kind of star power that he is, and that's the draw that he is, and it's a testament to this incredible run that he's been on over the last 10 years. He is one of the guys, and he is solidified. And am I mad that he won? No. Can I think of a bigger star that you could have had win the match? You really can't. So I get what you're saying from a booking perspective, how you don't do that. Now, there were some spots in the Men's Royal Rumble that I thought was strange. Eliminating Braun Breaker within 30 seconds. I thought that was weird. I thought they could have done the same story beat, but later on. I would have liked to have him have a little bit more of a significant run. Starting number one being Obafemi, I loved. I loved Oba starting it out and running through the first 5, 6, 7 guys. Now, if I was the first 5, 6, 7 guys, I wouldn't be that excited about it. Rusev flew off to Saudi Arabia to last all but 90 seconds. Like I wouldn't have been happy about that, especially after I was making that Tony Khan money sitting at home. You know what I mean?
It's a great way to get Oba over, though.
It's a great way to get Oba over. And Oba looked sensational. And what I loved the most is when Oba came out in his entrance, they were already doing, the crowd was doing the call and response like they did in NXT in Saudi Arabia. Right. Yeah. So you could tell, like you were saying, they were tuned into what was going on. And Obafemi looked great. And although I predicted Obafemi eliminating Brock Lesnar, I was close. Brock Lesnar eliminated Obafemi, but I was close. And I love the interaction they had between the two of them. And there was this one great moment where Oba and Brock are finally looking at each other. Everybody's down. And The Miz is making his entrance. And The Miz slides in. And it looks and then just ducks right back out. Like, nah, I'm not getting in the middle of that. So I thought that he did certain things really well. Javon Evans was the Iron Man of the match. He made it a very long time in there. And what I liked about Javon in there is he actually looks, when you see him against the bigger guys, he's a tall cat. Like he's a tall guy.
He's not a little kid, you know what I mean? He looks like a kid on television. He's almost like that kid that's part of the Vanity Project. His name's Jackson Drake.
Oh yeah.
You don't realize how big he is and how tall he is until you stand beside him. You go, wait a minute, this kid's bigger than me. he just still looked like a kid, and his body hadn't totally matured yet to the point to where it's going to be in another 5 years or so.
Yeah, he's 21 years old. Like,
yeah, exactly. So I could see Javon Evans at 25 and having gained another 25 pounds maybe, and ready to take this world by storm, even though right now he's in a very, very good position. Unbelievable talent, extraordinary talent.
What about your boy Royce Keys?
Oh man, Will Hobbs, aka Royce Keys now. Yeah. He made the right choice. Making that walk in the Rumble. That right there is just the beginning for Royce. He's getting ready to do some big things in the WWE. I can't wait. To see how this kid's positioned. And what's really, really cool is, one thing I always say, the company got to trust you. They got to feel like they can, put you in certain positions. For them being WWE to trust Royce Keys, his first night to come out at the Rumble and not NXT tells me a whole lot. For them to flash his name, Will Hobbs, that told me a whole lot about what they think about where they're getting ready to take, Royce Keys. So I can't wait. To see exactly, what his thing end up.
I love that he was involved in the Rumble. And then I also, Brock Lesnar had a nice little run in the Rumble, but then the one thing that was weird is he was eliminated by Cody Rhodes and LA Knight during Jey Uso's entrance, which I was like, well, that's an odd moment to have Brock just go out in the Rumble, but I guess that's the unpredictability of the Royal Rumble match itself. But other than Royce Keys, there wasn't really many surprises in the men's Royal Rumble that we didn't know about.
Mr. Iguana, you don't think that was a surprise with La Yesca?
That was something. I
thought that would be one of your highlights for tonight. You know what I mean? Like Yeska and Iggy. That's what I call him, Iggy.
Now, normally when we see Mr. Iguana, Lola Vice is somewhere around, so that's typically a highlight for me. But in the men's Royal Rumble, not so much. But I mean, I love to Mr. Iguana. Everybody's got a spot in the card. You know what I mean? Oh, you know what? La Parka was in the Royal Rumble too.
Parka was in there, yeah.
I don't know how many iterations of La Parka we've gotten over the years, but his body size is a little bit thinner than it used to be.
I wrestled La Parka. This reincarnated La Parka. He is in better shape. Let's just say that. No, I'm serious. We gotta take a break. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey everybody, Brad Gilmore here with the one and only Booker T, and today we're not just talking about wrestling, we're talking about something that's changed the game for both of us personally, and that's Mando whole body deodorant.
Yeah, that's right, Brad. You know, the most valuable thing in the world could be that #1 draft pick or home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But you know what's second? Time.
Absolutely, Book. And let me tell you, managing body odor, that used to eat up a lot of time. Always worrying about it, especially around midday, but not anymore since we started using Mando.
Yeah, but tell them why, Brad.
Well, Mando isn't like those other deodorants that just mask the odor with heavy fragrances. Mando stops odor at the source. It blocks bacteria on your skin from breaking down sweat, which, by the way, is what really causes that BO.
And it's clinically proven to control that odor for up to 72 hours. Now that's long lasting, man.
It really frees up so much time since switching to Mando. I've even perfected my half-court shot, believe it or not.
Man, that's awesome. And let me add, I've been using Mando everywhere. Pits, rondos, and even those stinky crevices. We all got his aluminum-free, cruelty-free, dye-free, and vegan. Designed by a doctor who knew what was up about body odor, man.
And for our listeners, we got something special. New customers can get $5 off the Mando starter pack. That's over 40% off. Just use our code BOOKER at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com.
Use shopmando.com. Check out their starter pack. Brad and I would not steer you wrong.
With Mando, you're really taking care of your body odor anywhere and everywhere. Give it a try and let us know what you think.
All right, now back to wrestling. But remember, control your body odor anywhere, anytime with Mando, and save big with the promo code Booker at shopmando.com.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. A couple of the things I want to touch on before we get back into some wrestling. Shakur Stevenson went out there and beat the crap out of Teofimo Lopez. 140 pounds, just beat the brakes off that boy. I mean, every round. And Teofimo Lopez, I think you and I talked about this fight. I don't know if I think we talked about it. I think I said that Teofimo Lopez was not going to have a chance with Shakur Stevenson, and that's pretty much the way that thing went. So big shout out to Shakur for going out there and representing the brothers, as well as Carlos Alcaraz won the Australian Open this past weekend, beating Novak Djokovic, 7-time Grand Slam winner at 22 years old. Man, this guy's he's got to be living it the life. He's got to be living an awesome life. This guy makes between $50 and $85 million a year, highest paid athlete in the world. So it's amazing. It's amazing. I wish I would have played tennis. I wish I'd have played tennis. I'm serious, man. But those guys, man, those tennis players. Those guys, him and Novak played, I think it was 3-1. I think they played 4 sets. Yeah, 4 sets. And the match before that, Carlos played 5 hours straight. And that's amazing. That's amazing for these tennis players being out on the court for 4 or 5 hours straight, you know, and have the wherewithal, understanding, know how to still be able to keep their mind focused on that ball coming at them at over sometime 130, 140 miles per hour. It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is truly
Incredible. But you know what? Also something that was rather incredible going back. Well, actually, real quick, before we go back to the Rumble, I know this is our last segment. Before we go back to the Rumble, who was it who got their hair knocked off in the boxing match over the weekend?
Yeah, just those Miller, Jamal. I can't think of his name.
Well, that clip is going to live on the internet forever.
Yeah, it is. I think it's Jamal Miller. I'm not sure, not 100%, but I know that was just crazy, bro. They have a unit, and the thing is, he had to have been fighting with that unit in the past.
Yeah, and it never came off before. They should have used super glue on that some gun.
They didn't glue it down well. They didn't use the not super glue, that crazy glue.
Crazy glue.
Yeah, that gorilla glue. That gorilla glue.
What was funny, and you actually just made reference to it. The whole time it happened, I was thinking about the Cat Williams. That's a man unit, you know. That's what I kept thinking about. Shout out to the man. Like, That's
Oh my
unfortunate
God,
timing
man.
for
That's
him.
just man. You know what crazy was when he took it off at the end. He just took it off.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The secret's out, bro.
Oh my God, man. That was bad, man. That was so bad.
Well, a couple more things on the Royal Rumble. Let's talk about AJ Styles. AJ Styles falls to Gunther.
Yeah.
Um, and it's conceivably, as far as we know, unless something changes, that is the end of AJ Styles, at least in the WWE.
Yeah.
What say you about this?
I didn't see it coming. I didn't. I thought they would, throw a swerve at me. I guess with being in Saudi, I guess they perhaps felt we needed definitive outcomes for each match. That's the only thing I can see as far as that go. I guess they went there, so they had to go ahead and go there. The one thing that kind of like leave the door open is AJ didn't leave his gloves in the ring.
Weird. That was a weird moment. Yeah.
And if you're retired, if you know it's over, you're gonna leave those gloves in the ring. So therefore, I think the door was left open slightly anyway for AJ to still be able to do something, even if it's not in the WWE. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it was an interesting moment that because he was teased putting him down and then didn't, right? And then did his AJ phenomenal one thing. And so, but he left the ring. I do think that's the last time we see him in the WWE. Is it the last time we see him in a 20 by 20? I don't know. I think maybe, but I'm leaving the door open similar to you as to what that could potentially mean for the future of the phenomenal one.
Oh, I just know he did a lot for TNA, and you know what? I think if I had a chance to pay homage to WCW, if I had a chance to, before it was all over with, I think I probably would have wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And go back and, wrap it up perhaps on a WCW ring. Just because, I got, that's what made me. That's what really put me on the map. And that's why I was really, really given a chance, to go out there and, do my thing. So I think that's the only reason. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble. First off, this is a super chat from D'Angelo Brown. Triple H said there were going to be a lot of surprises at the Royal Rumble. I guess the surprises were the AAA wrestlers coming out and the return of Brie Bella. Brie Bella, by the way, got a maybe second loudest ovation of the entire night in Saudi Arabia for Brie Bella's return. I think it's the first time we saw her in 4 years inside of a ring. So shout out to her and her sister were both in the Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan went on to win the Women's Royal Rumble. What were your thoughts on that? I think we talked about Liv maybe being the one. Lash Legend had a good run in the Rumble too. There's the NXT girls. Roxanne Perez, of course, was featured in the Rumble per the usual. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. So there's a lot of names in there, but Liv Morgan walks out with the W.
I didn't see that happening. I didn't see that coming. It's one of those things. It's like I did not see it happening either. You know what? I don't have a great track record when it comes to picking. I mean, I'm serious, right? I don't have a great track record when it comes to choosing and picking, what's going to happen in these wrestling matches. And it's not because I'm an insider and I'm trying to get it wrong or anything like that. No, that's not it. I'm just not good at, foreseeing how, matches like this is going to come out because I played so much into, the rub and somebody getting the rub and from the men's side as well as from the women's side. How many times did I see it? How many times did I see it? The rub, and I guess being a part of it is getting the rub, but I was thinking about making someone and having a chance to make someone immediately at this moment in time. And that didn't really, I don't know. Did you get that?
I thought that Liv Morgan made sense.
I'm talking about as far as somebody being made to somebody getting a rub.
That's what I was hoping this Royal Rumble was going to be on both sides, on the men's and the women. I wanted to see an evolution and an elevation of the next generation of talent.
What's the motto and the signature phrase been?
Then, now, forever together?
A new era. A new era.
Oh, a new era. New era.
Right?
It's a new era.
Right. right?
Yeah.
You say how many times you say you heard it?
At least 8, maybe 20.
So for me, the new era mean somebody getting the rub and somebody being able to literally be made overnight, just like I was when I won the world title. When I won the world title, I was a made man. You know what I mean? I got the rub. Jeff Jarrett gave me the rub, right?
That's right.
From that point on, boom, skyrocketed. You know what I mean? Straight to the moon, back to the nebula, all that there. You know, so that's my thing. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was hoping for, I think.
Well, you know what? One thing that stood out to me too is you want to talk about a surprise. I was surprised that Bianca Belair was not in the Rumble, and it made me wonder how bad is that hand? You know, how bad is that broken hand that she had at WrestleMania? Because I thought that she was a lock to come back at the Rumble.
Yeah, I think we saw it at Evolution, right? She was a referee or something like that.
She was a referee, yeah.
I think that was the last time we saw her. Yeah, I would think a hand injury, broken. I've had my hand broken before, and I had to put a cast on all the way up to my elbow, just from the finger being broken. You know, not the finger, but right in the middle of the hand. That's what was broken, and I had to put a cast on, and I had to wear that cast for months and months and months. Literally, almost. They told me I had to wear it for 9 months, and I cut it off just because I couldn't take it. You know, it was itching. I just couldn't take it. And it was a bodybuilding contest coming up, and I went to train, and I ended up taking third in the contest too after I cut it off. It's crazy, but no, I know something like that takes a long time to heal because it's just in a really, really bad spot where it's got to be immobilized if it's going to heal properly. Yeah.
Well, we have one more super chat here before we wrap things up. I think AJ is done in wrestling, period. I don't think he's going to any other companies. Triple H even said AJ wants a backstage role.
You know, I can see that. I can see AJ being in this business a long time just because he's one of those carpenters that we really, 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 truly need right now to help these young guys kind of like navigate their way through this, you know, this landmine. I'm serious. And hopefully we can get somebody like AJ Styles as far as I wouldn't want to see him as a producer or anything like that, but I would love to see AJ Styles as one of the trainers and one of the coaches.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It would be awesome to see AJ.
And on top of that, I do think we're going to see AJ Styles back inside the squared circle again. You could quote me on that when it happens. It's going to happen 100%.
Okay, whoa, okay, that's a pretty strong theory there, but we'll see. We'll see. Anything can happen in this industry, as you and I both well know, BT. Anything can happen. Damn it, when it comes to this sport and sports entertainment. But I think that those are all the highlights of the Royal Rumble. I don't know. Was there anything that we left out before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, Drew McIntyre, congrats.
Dominated. Yeah.
Congrats to Drew McIntyre. And I said, nobody's going to beat Drew right now. He's the man. He's the guy.
The man.
He's the guy. You know what I mean? The man with the gold makes all the damn rules, and that's Drew McIntyre. So, yeah, man, I guess that's it. We got to get up out of here. I know you got like try to get close to catching up out of here, but I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, Brad for every lifting, as always. Boom, I'll see you when you get back. And until next time, peace. We love you. We out.